Mr Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in support of the second reading on this piece of legislation. I was interested by the previous speaker's comments that Labor may be opposing the Rui Taniwha project there in the Tukituki. That's something I haven't seen as a public statement by the leader, but Hawke's Bay listeners tonight will be interested in that information. I, of course, am pleased that the Minister Nick Smith is bringing forward the legislation that we've got here before us, that he did before Christmas, and we've looked at it in the Select Committee. It was 3 years ago today, in fact, that myself as Minister of Fisheries and Kate Wilkinson, the then Minister of Conservation, announced that these three huge marine reserves, totalling over 435,000 hectares, are to be established in the Subantarctic Islands. And we were very proud of that at that time. A considerable amount of work has been done since because there's been a high level of public engagement, which is usually the case when the National Party is doing environmental law, and then action occurs. There will be marine reserves after us. It is true that Labor and the Greens do like to consult more, and they do. They go round and round and round again. They don't reach a conclusion. They don't make a decision. People are consulted with thoroughly, but they do indeed run a very robust consultation process. We, on the other hand, prefer to have consultation, get better ideas from the community than we have at the current time once we put something on paper, but then to make a decision. In this case, of course, there will be marine reserves. We won't be going out for years and years of more cyclical conversations, love-ins and hugs that the Green Party and the Labor Party seem to need. We've made a decision here, and these marine reserves will be put in place. So we'll see a marine reserve cover the entire territorial sea out to 12 nautical miles surrounding the Antipodes Island, with two further marine reserves around the Bounty Islands and Campbell Island. At the time we made the original decision, that was covering about 58% and 39% of those islands' territorial seas respectively. There's prohibitions to Danish seining. They'll be introduced in the remaining territorial sea, and of course these islands, boasting World Heritage status in recognition of their international conservation importance, as a landmass, what we're essentially doing this is extending this to the sea mass. I remember Kate Wilkinson at that time saying that some of the most biologically diverse marine communities in the world are found here, and recent research shows that their diversity compares with locations such as the Galapagos Islands. So it's no wonder that we have good cross-party support for this legislation. I just thank the Minister Nick Smith for making sure that it's cemented in and carrying the ball, essentially, doing the work to get this over the line and drive it through the Parliament, as is his habit. So I would like, as a previous Minister of Fisheries involved in this decision some years ago, to thank the Minister Nick Smith for taking this on and making sure that it happens. I do want to thank the Subantarctic Marine Protection Forum, at that time chaired by Buttle Finlay partner Paul Beverley, which conducted a tremendous amount of work consulting on and assessing the marine protection options. When complete, the new marine protected areas will boost the area of New Zealand's territorial sea that's protected to over 10%, which is a wonderful record. I do know that Minister Nick Smith's very passionate about marine reserves. I recall before I was a Member of Parliament him bringing in the marine reserve out at the Poor Knights off the Northland coast, which was quite controversial at that time. I recall that the Green Party and Labor Party had talked a lot about that too for many, many years, and consulted and talked some more. They do like to talk, they do like to consult, we like to make decisions. Here's something, again, that's concrete, not just empty promises, hot air and love-ins. Thank you, Minister Nick Smith. I look forward to supporting this bill as it goes through committee stages in the House and the third reading.
David Shearer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The Labour Party is proud to support this bill. We are wanting to support this because actually we started the process to actually bring about these marine reserves. And it's not about love-ins or anything like that, as Mr Heatley seems to suggest. We started this in 2006 and 2007, and as he said, it has sat there in language.